Wilson, and I want to take this moment and welcome you to the first episode of this exciting program called Our Show, which is brought to you by the Child Rights Alliance. Today, we will be having healthy discussions on issues affecting children in Guyana. Our first topic will be early childhood experiences. And early childhood experiences have emotional and psychological effects. These experiences between birth and age 8 matter significantly to children's long-term psychological and emotional health. With us today are 6 young people who will be sharing their views on this topic. Starting from my right, please tell us your name and your idea of a perfect childhood experience.
Hi, my name is Abel Crawford. My perfect childhood experience, well, I'm from a single parent home, but my parents will co-parent me. But my perfect childhood would be like, where you're young, you be playing with your friends and outside. You have, even in your household, you have your mom and dad who loves you and care for you. But also the adventures you have in childhood, like you would play with your friends, you go out and you have war break, you have cookout, you play in the sand, you climb trees. That's really like my perfect childhood.
Okay.
Hi, good morning. My name is Randy Asseling. My perfect childhood is growing up with both parents, having to confide in them. Sometimes I feel as if I'm being overpowered by them. I am being treated unfair, but at the end, I must say that they're my parents and I love them. Um, Growing up as a little child, everything was not perfect for me, right? Especially when it comes to me and my parents. We had our disagreement, right? But the disagreement that we had, I never look at it as something to pull me back, but I look at something to strengthen our communication. And in every family, right, if you want to have this bondage between your child and you first need to have good communication. And good communication was something that is lacking in my family, but we try our best to make things work, right? And growing up and seeing all of that and seeing how my parents having to work hard to provide for myself and my sister, and that for me was just enough. I never asked for much. I never got the opportunity to play in sand and catch fish like all this young children might have done, but I am happy for mine, and I'm grateful for it. That is just it.
My name is Shelly Niles, and my perfect childhood would be in a very happy family that is loving, that is very caring, is respectful, and it doesn't have any form of violence, any form of abuse. It's not neglected, and everyone is just happy and healthy. Where you can go on adventures, you can have just a wonderful time, you can be happy with your family without looking at other family and having to imagine being in that family.
My name is Carl Guilford, and different people have different definition of a perfect childhood. Perfection is what you perceive it to be. And my definition of a perfect childhood would be having both of my parents showing love and support to me throughout that childhood. And it's a childhood. You must do silly things to carry on in your adult life. Yeah, that is my perfect definition of a perfect childhood.
My perfect childhood is my parents are there, my mom and my dad. They are showing unconditional love and comprehensive support, and they continue to support me and discipline us and give us food, health, and shelter.
My name is Diane Dickinson, and my perfect childhood consists of both my mother and my father's presence. But it's not only about their presence, it's about them giving me equal love and affection. It's about them providing a safe and comfortable environment for me to be so I can be comfortable to say what I have to say what I want to say, share my dreams and aspirations with them, and in return support me so that I can further my goals and so.
Thank you. I really love the responses that were given. But I'm sure that each of you were and are grateful for the childhood that you had.
Yes, we are.
Good. So on to the next question. What do you think are the experiences of those children living in institutions or not growing up with their parents?
Well, growing up without your birth family, it has a very lasting effect on you. The children that grow up without them, they're very traumatic. They become traumatic, and it leaves them sad and depressed all the time.
Also, in the orphanage, they have a schedule, and the kids always have a free time and don't know like what to do. And when have this schedule, they have to know when to eat, when to go to bed, and where to go and play or anything.
Children being brought up in an orphanage, their experiences are different because while some orphanage have less children where they are given more attention, more love is given to them, while other orphanages have more children. It will be very difficult for the love to pass equal between everyone.
A child living in an orphanage away from their parents, his or her parents, is something that no child should have to go through. I'm not saying that growing up within an orphanage is something bad, but then there's that love that you will get from your parents that it doesn't matter where you go, you will never get it nowhere else. There are some children might have been placed in orphanage from a very young age, and some persons might say that okay, them growing up in an orphanage from a young age would not have that love and affection or would not know anything about it. But because when you're in an orphanage, you will get the opportunity to go to school. And when you go to school and you see other students are coming with their parents and the parents hug them, kiss them and tell them have a blessed day, have a good day and those things, they feel left out. They feel the way because they never had that, right? And even though they're in the orphanage, right? And they are persons there looking after them, taking very good care of them, right? They will not have that trust in those people because remember, those same persons have to listen to each and every single one of the other orphans, right? They have to listen to their stories also, what might be affecting them, right? So they might feel that they will not have that trust in letting them know everything that is affecting them. But you see, when a child grows up within a family where both parents are present, they feel that love and affection that they can go home and say, mommy and dad, whatever it is that is affecting them, and they know that mommy and dad is going to listen, they're going to advise them right, and still give them that love and support, and even discipline them when they're doing wrong.
Yeah. It is natural for the child to want to have, that experience with their parents, like they see their other friends are having. But I think that in the orphanage, if the caregivers, they provide that environment where the child feels freely to express themselves, then that would also help them to take their mind off of it in some way. But I got your point. So on to the next question. Does anybody want to add to that? Okay, next question. What are lacking in homes that may put children at risk of being institutionalized?
Well, in society today, in most households, parents are lacking respect from their children. And a parent can discipline this child, and if the parent doesn't earn this respect from the child, the parent has a right to put this child into an institution. Also, lack of finance in the home. If a parent can provide for a child to send them to school, the government or the ministry can take that child from the parent and put them into an institution where they can go to a school and have an education.
Do you have anything to say on that, Randy?
Well, I'll answer it yes, not much. As Carl said that if a child does not give his parents the respect, the parents have the right to place them into an institution. But respect is something that needs to be earned both ways. parents need to respect their children, right? As well as children respect parents. And if a parent would like their children to respect them, they first need to respect themselves, right? And all of that now, if a parent does not respect their children or their child, that now will force the child to be disrespectful. And when the child is disrespectful, the parent cannot control the child. The child will become a delinquent, a juvenile delinquent, right? And they'll now have to be taken to an orphanage, right? Okay. When a child going to the orphanage now, the same disrespect that they tried with the parents, they're going to even want to try there. So we need to train our children from a very small age to be respectful, and not just to parents, but to each and every single one that comes before them, so that when they grow up, the respect will never depart from them.
Yes. Okay, so we will have a break now.
Yes, I have rights.
Yes.
Yes, I do have rights.
Yes, I have rights.
Yes.
Yes, I have rights.
Yes, I have rights because I have to go to school, take my education, and be a good student and make up in life.
Yes, I do have rights. I have rights.
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I have rights. Yes, I have rights.
To have a good education and to love my parents.
To be protected, love, and care.
Protection, shelter, and good education.
I have rights to protection, shelter, to take my education.
Some of our rights are that children should be properly protected, cared for, and loved.
Get a good education and shelter.
To love my parents and to be educated.
Some of my rights are having food, shelter, and a good education.
My rights is to be loved properly, cared properly, and protected the right way.
Some of my rights are protection, going to school, and getting food.
Some of my rights are to stop hurting children and treat them properly.
Some of my rights are having a good education and loving my parents.
Some of my rights are food, shelter, and a good education.
Some of my rights are to have an education and the top of my class.
When I see someone get beat by their parents.
What makes me sad is the way that people don't have enough respect for children.
The things that make me sad is when other people fight each other.
When somebody's getting licks.
When other people get licks.
When I'm getting licks.
When children get licks.
When I get licks.
Abuse of children.
What makes me sad that people don't see how these children are being hurt.
All the killing that is happening in our country.
I am sad when bad stuff happens to others.
Child abuse. I would make sure that people stop doing that.
Child abuse, people fighting and cursing. One thing in this one that I can change is when people abuse each other.
Child abusing. Child abuse. I would like to change people from cursing and fighting.
Child abuse. It would be child abuse.
Child abuse.
Children getting licks.
Child abuse.
Child abuse.
Very sad. It's very sad.
I feel sad from not doing the right things.
I feel sad and unhappy when I get licks.
Sad and angry.
Bad for doing the wrong things.
I feel bad because I get licks for a reason.
I feel sad and hurt, but I also know that my parents are trying to protect me and make sure that I get things right.
Bad because I did the wrong thing.
I feel sad when I receive licks.
Feel sad because I didn't do the right thing that I supposed to do.
I feel bad because I did the wrong thing.
Angry and sad at the same time.
Bad.
Sad. Bad because it hurts my feelings.
No.
No. Most of the times.
So let them get things right, yes, but not like bad licks.
Why won't beat it? They don't have no reason that I should beat my child.
Yes. Yes, I would beat them, but not for stupid things.
Not really.
Yes, for the wrong things to make them do it the right way.
Not really. Not really. Yes, but not all the times. Yes. Mostly times.
Welcome back and thank you for staying. This is our show brought to you by Child's Link, and we're continuing our discussion on early childhood experiences and coming back to the former question, what are lacking in homes that may put children at risk of being institutionalized?
I would like to answer that question.
Sure.
Another point, communication and love. If communication and love is lacking, if a parent doesn't give a child enough love, that child will go somewhere else and find that love, which can lead to a whole set of other social issues. Like if a child goes out and, for instance, a female goes out and find love somewhere else, that can lead to other social issues like teenage pregnancy. And lack of communication. If a parent and a child doesn't communicate with each other, that can lead to disrespect to the parent, of course, and yeah, basically it.
Yeah, and it comes after.
Yes. Also, to add to what my colleague just said, also understanding. Even though we have communication in the family, the understanding level is also lacking. Because my parents, we can have a discussion or an issue, they can give their point of view, I can give mine. But if we do not agree on one level, what's the sense of having this conversation in the first place? So, as even lack of love, as my friend said, as he said, or the female, even males. If males don't have it, as no males always have a one or father figure. So when they do not have that in the home, they go out. It would cause them to go bad company. They'd be smoking, drinking, doing crimes with their friends. But they consider if they don't have a father, my friend and I, we ride together, we die together, as they say. But with understanding and the communication in the family, as even though I'm a child, I still have the right to say certain stuff.
Yeah.
Right? My views and my point when I speak is actually valuing this conversation. You are my parents, but you have to listen to me. With understanding, if you understand what I'm saying and understand what you are saying, we will come to a one level agreement on certain things.
Yeah, but as a right of a child, we do have that right to express ourselves and for adults to take it seriously. But it comes back to, knowing how to say what you want to say, knowing when to say it. And so I think it comes back to trying to understand each other's perspectives and give your opinion, but do so in a manner that is appropriate.
That's true. Even a lack of communication, my friend said it before.
Yeah.
I can be, let's say something is troubling me.
Yeah.
And if the lack of communication in my home, I wouldn't be able to go to my parents and talk to them. Because know why? I will be afraid that, what, if I tell them this, they will ignore me or they will give me a negative response. And what I want from my parents is they to embrace me and to understand how I'm feeling. Even though they might have been my age at their time, but this is modern time, and they have to understand I need to express myself. And as my parents, I want them to be able to comfort me, guide me in certain things. If I know I'm going on the wrong path, they will tell me, Abba, you're doing wrong. XYZ. This is the way you should be going. Because from my experience when I was your age, I could able to tell you certain things were gonna happen in the path you're going at.
Yeah.
So with the communication skills with the parent and the child, and even also other people in the household, you have like your auntie or your brother, that can also be beneficial to you.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of a quote that I read a while ago. It says that when you communicate, you don't listen to reply, but you listen to understand what the other person is saying. Yeah.
True.
I'd like to add something to what Albert said. She
Yeah.
said something where males, when a boy child within a family, he also deserves love. In most family, parents say, okay, because he's the boy, he's a man, he don't need the love and that affection. But still, he does. He's a child at the end of the day, right? He might be mature physically, but mentally he's not, right? And when you now give all the affection to the girl and leave the boy out, the boy now will feel as if, okay, my parents don't care about me, my parents don't have any time with me, they neglect me. Which in you as a parent might say, I love my son, but he doesn't see it as that. Because he doesn't get the same treatment as his sister, right? And you need to treat, especially when you have 2 children or more, you need to treat all of them equally, and you need to love them and respect them. And that is where you will get your respect. And respect, if you are a parent and you want that respect from your child, you first need to respect yourself.
Yeah.
When you respect yourself, your children will respect you, and you will also respect them.
Yeah, I think it has to do with the stereotype that, boys don't cry or,
We need to move away from that as a society and new generation. Move away from that. Boys cry, boys have emotional feelings and those things.
I have read even down to the great kings in the years. They might show this matureness in front of the people, in front of the audience, but when they're in behind closed doors, that's where they cry. Right? We are humans. We're supposed to express. We're supposed to. We have our time. We're gonna feel hurt. We're gonna feel pain and stuff. But everyone has the right to cry, to show the emotions. No matter if you're a male or female, you're still human.
Yeah. And I think that some parents need to come in to show that they really love and care for their child, to show that affection, especially when you break down. You can feel free to, express what you feel. And,
Yeah, I also that, how many, I don't, even when we say that, your parents might say, I love my son. But how many of you do you tell their parents, I love you? How many say that? They say, you know what?
True.
John Brown, I love you. Randy, I love you. And really mean it. Sometimes like my father only saying I love because he see me down. But sometimes you need to tell your children sometimes.
Children need to hear that.
Yes. To feel it. Showing it and telling them is two different things. So when you tell your children, you know what, I love you on a daily basis. Like with my mom, I was like, Mommy, I love you. And I kissed her over the phone. And she kissed me back. I like that attention. I know my mom loves me. Even though she's far away from me, she loves me. And she's telling me she cares. Even when she comes home, she said, Abby, no, I love you. I said, Mommy, no, I love you too. And that communication and that love that I have, I know that my mom tells me it and she shows it. So I have the 2 ways I can show it. My mom should not. I don't need outside people to love me.
Yeah.
My mom loved me, my dad loved me, and my household loved me. And from that love I built from within, I could be able to get my self-confidence. So when I go out there, I can express my love to other people who lack in love.
Did anybody realize she was saying that my mom loves me, my mom this, my mom? That's like the father is like,
For fathers, right? For fathers, right? Some fathers and most fathers of today, they grow up like in a family where they did not have that love. So it's hard for them now to show it to their children. Right? They mostly show it to their daughters because they say the old saying, the girls for the father, the boys for the mother, right? But we need to move away from those things and see that children are for parents, parents are for children, despite what male or female.
Society is changing.
Exactly. Right? And and some fathers, like for my father, right? He believes in buying stuff for you. That's his way of showing love for you.
Yeah.
But really and truly, he buys a jersey or pants or something for you. Yes, you're thankful for it. But then again, it's just material. And we need to move away from material stuff and let us, fathers, show your children more love. Come home, carry your son out, carry your daughter out, carry them to the park. So we know sometimes you're going to have that disagreement and you're going to have, okay, your child might not listen to when you talk or respect you or those things. But you carry them out and you sit and you have a one-on-one conversation with them. Find out what is affecting them, why they're reacting like that, right? And every action have a reaction. And if that child did not went through or something did not happen to them, they will not have that reaction that they have now. So you first need to find out what is affecting the child, what caused them to reach this point in which they're reacting in this way.
And I think that it comes back to what Tyann and Fiona was saying. Nothing can compare to having your parents there. Their very presence is appreciated and felt, and you just want that as a child, you know?
That's true.
So Tyann, your views on the question?
Well, my views would be communication. I would like to come back on a topic that was mentioned earlier. Communication is a vital topic that is within this early childhood experience. We need to communicate with our parents, in order for the child to not feel neglected in the home. You need to communicate with them, know what they want to talk about. You have to know the moods of your child. You have to understand how when they look, you see your child looking a little down, you need to talk to them, ensure they have the support from you so they can be able to, feel confident in themselves to, tell you anything. You have to be a comfortable environment, as I said before, to be able to speak freely what you want to know.
Viola.
Also, you can communicate with your child by taking them out, talking to them about issues that's going on, and helping them to open up and be yourself and be confident, and yes.
Well, for the first time parents, they should get as much knowledge on how they should treat a child, the kind of love and the kind of attitude they should have towards a child, because remember, they are like first time parents. They don't have like experience with having children, and at a certain age and at a certain time in the night they will wake up and cry, and they will have these different kind of mood when they reach adolescence. And for the persons that are already parents before, they should be able to cope with their children, like especially teenagers. When a teenager is there, a parent would normally say, oh, well, it's just a phase she or he is going through. They will get over it after a time. Oh, it's a 13-year-old phase she's going through. So by the time she's 14, this attitude gonna stop. Well, no, don't look at it as that stage. Just look at it as your child is going through a period of time where you need to be there for the child. You need to be assisting the child, because remember, this child has not been this age before. I have never been 16 before, so I don't know what it feels like to be 16. So I would need your help and your guidance, and they need to be there to make sure the child is safe, free from harm, free from any sort of abuse, and just be the head and the guidance for the child.
So in essence, parents need to be educated on how to exact. Okay. Anybody else?
I think that they should have when a mother is pregnant, they should have, and she goes to the clinic to get her regular checkup, they should have something teaching them how to be like a first time mother, how to really be a parent.
Yeah.
So that when a child comes, they'll teach her now about certain stages in their child life, that you know how to come in, and when a child is going through something, that is when you really know how much of a parent you are.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. Have you ever heard about when a mother is pregnant, they would talk to the child?
Yes. Bond with them.
And I think that kind of has something to do with how the child would end up being when they're born, and things like that.
Yeah, it's forming a connection between you and the unborn.
Yeah, that connection.
Yeah, that helps. It's true.
Our show was brought to you by Child Rights Alliance. Join us next Saturday right here on Channel 11. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time.